Hello, everyone. Jen Bunk here. I am co-CEO of the People Stack along with my husband, Rob Allen. We are career coaches for tech managers. We're here to help you, to help tech managers build your dream careers, to do that while you build a life full of Zen-like work-life balance, while you make a massive positive impact, while you finally earn the salary that you truly deserve, which as a technical manager is usually in the realm of $200K or more per year. Today, I want to talk about waiting your turn. You have to wait your turn for that promotion, for that raise. Have you ever been told that? Has a manager or maybe a senior leader at your organization ever used language like that, or maybe something similar? Oh, well, we don't have any of those positions open yet. We'll let you know. Or you need to wait your turn. It's not your turn yet to get that promotion. Wait in line. Be patient. Everybody else did. Get in line with everybody else and do your due diligence just like everybody else did, just like I did. You need to wait your turn just like I did. I wasn't just handed a promotion willy-nilly, and we're not going to do that with you either. So it's kind of like that. Or some of you may be in situations where it's not quite so blatant like that, like a wait your turn, but it could be like a situation where maybe you work for a small-ish kind of a company, or a company where it's basically like there's you and your boss, and the only way, or it might feel like the only way to get a promotion, to move up in your career at your current organization, is if your boss were to leave, or if your boss were to retire, or if your boss were to get a promotion, and then that would free up that position for then you to potentially move into that position. You got to wait your turn. You got to wait for your boss to retire. We got to wait for the money to be available, right? If we're talking about if it's a raise / promote. If it's a promotion, there's usually a raise involved with it, although unfortunately that's not always the case. But sometimes it's also just a raise situation. We got to wait your turn for the raise. We don't have the money yet, but wait in line, and we'll dole out the money as it becomes available, as if there was this kind of invisible queue of people in front of you that as they move forward and then they get that promotion, then you're next in line for that. Unfortunately, so many bosses, so many senior leaders resort to this kind of language when asked by someone, when asked about a promotion, when told, hey, boss, I'd really love a promotion because I want to move up. I want to make more of an impact. I know I would do really well. And that's kind of the language that they might resort to. And unfortunately, we've been hearing this more and more from potential clients who reach out to us, that's the reason that they reach out to us, because honestly, they're sick and tired of hearing that they need to wait their turn. Right? They go from organization to organization to organization and keep hearing the same thing over and over and over. Right? They know they're capable of more. They may be a manager or a senior manager and completely capable of being a director or a VP or above, and they've been trying to get that career upgrade. But they keep being told over and over again by different people at different organizations, you have to wait your turn. So what I want to talk about today, so that you can empower yourself to prevent this from happening to you if it hasn't happened yet, and to deal with it, to respond to it powerfully, to take the power back, because waiting in line is so disempowering, isn't it? Like, even at the grocery store, like, how many times have you been like, okay, which lane do I want to get in? Right? Which lane's going to be the fastest, right? You want to exert some sort of control over the process, but then once you stand in a lane, You feel kind of like powerless. You're maybe looking around to see, oh, is that one better? Is that one better? But you're like, oh, no, I'm stuck. I'm committed. I got to stay in this lane. And then it's your turn when it's your turn. And you just have to be patient. It's very disempowering. That's why it triggers a sense of impatience in so many of us, because once you're committed to a lane, there's not a lot that you can do about it except change lanes. But then if you change lanes, you're going to be waiting again, and you don't know if it's going to be any longer or shorter. And that's actually a really great metaphor for careers, because it's like, look, you do have the option of leaving your organization. Like if you keep getting told, you got to wait your turn, you could move out to potentially move up. The thing is, though, you're changing lanes. Whole new lane, whole new cashier, right? Whole new set of people that you're going to have to deal with. Who knows if that's going to be any slower or a better experience or whatever it is. So what's really going on here, when a senior leader, when your manager, when your boss tells you you have to wait your turn or something similar to that, it's not time yet. What they're really saying is, I don't think you're ready yet. That's really what's going on. I don't think you're ready yet. I'm not prepared to advocate for you, to have a higher position, to have more responsibility. I'm not ready to give you the opportunity to add even more value and to make even more impact. I don't think you're ready yet. Honestly, I don't trust that you're ready yet. That's what it really means. Because if you look at it from the other perspective, in other words, if the decision makers were absolutely, positively certain, had full faith in you, full trust that you are ready to do this, that they are ready to advocate for you, that they are ready to pull the purse strings to make it happen, they will. We've seen it time and time and time again. New positions are created after being told for years, no, this is it. This is the structure. We don't need another level of management. No. And then suddenly they find the right person who they're like, OMG, I want this person in a senior management position. It gets created after years of telling themselves that it's not needed. Positions get created. Creativity gets tapped into when they want to advocate for you, when they're like, yes, I trust you. I want you to have even more power, even more responsibility, even more resources to help us bring this rocket ship to a higher level. They will do it, and we've seen it time and time again. So anything other than complete certainty in your ability to kill it as in that senior level position, it's going to show up like, hey, I don't know. It's going to show up like uncertainty. How does uncertainty show up like? Uncertainty shows up like, I don't know. I got to think about it. Let's wait. Let me go talk to some people and see what we can do, but I can't promise you anything. That's how uncertainty shows up in this context. Now, that's the truth. And so what I want you to do is embrace that truth. Because what it means, what we're really talking about here, is that this is a game of building advocates. And I'm not talking about like an icky, slimy game that you play out of integrity, that you try to break the rules. I'm not talking about that. Like, people often go there when we talk about politics and gaming. For a lot of right reasons people think about, evil politics. Politics where people lie and cheat and steal. That's not what I'm talking about here. I truly do believe that life is a game and your career is a game as well. Add a little bit of fun to it. And know the rules and play by the rules so that you can win. It helps us focus. It really helps us to focus. So this is a game, getting a promotion, getting an internal promotion. And by the way, landing a job on the job market is very similar. Take these same strategies, these same shifts that I'm asking you to make and apply it on the job market, and you get the same winning. You get the same winning happening. It's a game of building advocates. Because at the end of the day, there is a person or perhaps a committee of people who are making the decision about whether or not to give you that raise, that promotion, that new job. There is a human behind that decision. There's a human behind the decision of, we need to do better. How can we do better? Because ultimately, if you peel the layer back another layer, get to the juicy center, why on earth would somebody give someone a promotion? Why do we do such crazy things? Why do we pay people even more money, give them even more responsibility, give them even more power? Why do we do that? Because we want more. We want to win more. We want to take the organization, the team, our clients, our customers, the industry, our product, our service to another level. And sometimes also it's about getting out of hell too, right? It's about getting out of the shitstorm that you're currently in and having that person help you get out of it. But it's still about getting to another level, whether we're talking about going from like level -10 to level -9 to level -8, or going from level 3 to 4 to 5, and so on and so forth. It's about getting to another level. That's why we do it. So ultimately, this game of building advocates is a game of communicating your value, evangelizing your excellence, so that you build trust, build trusting relationships, so that people trust you. That's what this is about. So it's really important to take an honest look in the mirror, identify the decision makers. Like if you're looking for a promotion, one of those decision makers is very likely your boss, or at least your boss is going to be the main advocate here. It could also be your boss's boss. Those are usually the main players here if you're talking about a raise or a promotion. And asking yourself, do they really trust me? Do they really trust me? If they were to give me the keys to the castle, would they trust me with them? If you've been asking for a promotion, if you've been asking for a raise, and they haven't given it to you yet, the reason is that they don't fully trust you. That's really it. Anything else that shows up on top of that, you gotta wait your turn. Let me think about it. We gotta see how the next quarter goes. We don't have the money to do it. Anything like that is just the fluff on top of, we don't fully trust you. Because again, when they do and when they know you can help take the team, the organization to the next level, they're going to bend over backwards to put you in the position and to recognize you in a way that makes sure that you have all of the resources, all of the support to take it to the next level. So you have to build advocates. And that, by the way, is how you prevent this, and it's also how you respond to it as well. So the ideal thing here would be to prevent this you need to wait your turn situation from ever happening, which means, so if you're in a position right now where you have great rapport, great trusting relationships, keep it up. Do not break that trust and continually have conversations to make sure that you don't break that trust. So then if they do say, wait your turn, you have to wait your turn, or if they do say things like, we don't have the money, we don't have the budget right now, it's going to be very like, I want to say floofy. It's going to be very light where you could just go and just kind of blow that away. It's an objection, right? They've been conditioned to say that. And you can then get to the juicy center of, yeah, I understand that we don't have the budget right now, right? But you can just kind of get beneath that and talk about like the reason that we don't have the budget right now is because we're killing ourselves and we don't have someone who can really take this up to the next level, right? Like the reason that we don't have the budget right now is because we don't have someone like me in that position. I'm the solution to that problem. And then it just becomes really easy to deal with when you have true advocates, true, trusting, rock solid relationships, not just with your boss and your boss's boss, with everyone at work, because they're all your advocates. They're all going to bend over backwards to make sure that you get the recognition you deserve because you would do the same for them. You have each other's back. You have each other's back. So that's how you prevent it. It's also how you respond to it as well. How you respond to it is you kind of like draw a line in the sand and say, okay, I'm going to be honest with myself. Perhaps I haven't done quite enough to build trusting relationships with the people I have at work. Perhaps I haven't done enough. That ends today. And you start building those trusting relationships. Any conversations about promotions or raises are on hold until you can really, truly build those trusting relationships, those advocates. And when you build a relationship with an advocate, in other words, you get people to advocate for you, it's a two-way street. All relationships are a two-way street. I want to make sure that that's clear. It's not like it's all take. Advocate for me. Come on, what have you done for me lately? It's not like it's two-way. It's not like all take. They will advocate for you because you will advocate for them. That goes without saying almost, but I want to say it to make it absolutely clear. That's how you prevent the wait your turn situations. It's also how you deal with them. Build advocates, build trust, build trusting relationships. And if at the end of the day, you do everything you can to build those trusting relationships, you can truly say you have a heart-to-heart with yourself. You can truly say that you've done everything that you can, everything that you could, to show up powerfully, to show up in love, to show up as a servant leader. You've done everything that you could, and they're still giving you the runaround. You're still not an inch closer to getting recognized in the form of that raise or promotion. It's time to move on. It's time to move on, and then that becomes the reset button. And you build new advocates. You go on the job market, and you move out so you can move up. That's what happens a lot of the time. Because also, unfortunately, the wait your turn language can be particularly prickly and a very unfortunate excuse that's given to women in tech. I want to make sure that I address this. It is a covert form of sexism. So if you are a woman who's been told by a man that you need to wait your turn, That's sexism. It's covert, but it's sexism. Because what that man is showing you is that he doesn't have a pair. He needs to grow a pair. He doesn't have the courage, the strength to tell you straight out, straight up, I don't think you're ready for that yet. Because that's what an honest, bold, loving leader would do. I hear you. I know you want that promotion. I want it for you too. And I see you getting there. And I do truly, honestly want to help you get there. But because we're being honest here, what I want to tell you is you're not ready for it yet. But I want to help you get ready. That's what bold love, that's what honesty sounds like. You have to wait your turn. I'm scared to tell you. I'm scared to tell you the truth. And also because you're a woman, I'm triply scared to tell you the truth. So I'm just going to tell you to wait in line. There's also a bit of, very often, I experience this too. It happens in every industry, by the way. I experience this in the academic world, where it happens, it shows up as sexism, but it also shows up as kind of like chauvinism, but it can cross gender lines. It's not necessarily a gendered kind of ism. It's a power kind of ism. So what I experienced and what can happen a lot too is I jumped over all of these hurdles. You're going to have to too, right? I can't just give you this promotion. I went through hell to get this promotion. I went through this rite of passage. I had to walk over coals and breathe fire and jump off cliffs. I had to do all that stuff, so do you. Right? There's this sense of power, this sense of chauvinism, there's this sense of like, you have to get burned too because I did. That can unfortunately happen. And so it can show up as sexism, right? Because if a man is saying that to a woman, it's kind of like saying, you're not ready for the coals. You're not ready for the fire. You're not ready for that cliff. There's no way you're going to jump, right? So, but that only happens when you don't have that trusting relationship. Or if it does happen, again, it's just very, I'm just going to blow that right out of the water. I know you think you should be saying that, but come on, let's be honest with each other. You know I'm ready for the coals. You know you throw me off any cliff and I'm ready for it. I'll fly and I'll fly and I'll fly, right? But if you don't have that trusting relationship, that's why it all goes back to trusting relationships. Sexism, racism, ageism do not happen within the powerful force field of a trusting relationship. It cannot happen. It cannot survive there. And that's on everyone to build even more trusting relationships and to have even more open conversations. But here's the thing. I know that you're listening to this right now because you're stuck in your career. You're stuck. You've been trying to get that raise, trying to get that promotion, trying to land that hell yes job for months or years now. And you're sick and tired of it not working. You're sick and tired of being underpaid. You're sick and tired of being under-recognized. You're sick and tired of being overworked. You're sick and tired of being told to wait your effing turn. And you're resolved to fix it. And that's why you're listening right now. So you can take the information that I've given you and say, oh, well, that was a nice podcast. What's next? Some good information. Okay, cool. Well, what's that support ticket I need to deal with? Or what's that fire I need to put out? Or who's messaging me on Slack? Oh, hang on. I have much more important things in my career to deal with right now. My boss just texted me. And what I'm asking you to do, that's certainly your right if you want to do that. I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to tell you the truth. The other option is for you to say, hang on, my career is way more important than that boss's text. My career is way more important than this metaphorical fire the project manager thinks I need to put out. My career is way more important than my team member trying to get in touch with me because they can't figure this thing out, and honestly, they should be able to figure it out on their own. My career is way more important than that. So it's time to make your career a priority. That's a choice that you can choose to make right now. You will no longer wait your turn. That you will commit from this moment on to no longer living in career hell. And here's another truth. I've given you some broad stroke strategies to build advocates, to build trust, to see what wait your turn really means at a high level. But the truth is, you want to know how to implement these strategies in your career, in your context, with your team, with the challenges, the dragons that you have to fight. Because the dragons that you have to get to fight are very, very different than the person sitting next to you and the other person sitting next to you in this internet audience that is listening right now. You want to know specifically, you want a custom tailored plan about how to build advocates. Your boss is different than somebody else's boss. Different personality, different background, different set of beliefs. And you want to know exactly how to have that conversation with your boss and your boss's boss so that you can finally earn that promotion. And so we can't give you that custom tailored advice. Although really what we do is we don't give advice. We help people have breakthroughs. Because it's like you don't give your team advice. We're not here to just give you Band-Aids. You're not here to just tell your team what to do. You're here to empower your team to make the change on their own. Through coaching, through mentoring, that's what we do. We're here to empower you to change your career, to transform your career through coaching, through mentoring. So if you're committed to finally getting to that next level in your career and you're ready to take a look in the mirror and say, here's where I can do better. Here's where I can do better in terms of building more trusting relationships at work. Here's where I can do better in terms of evangelizing my excellence. Here's where I can do better in terms of moving conversations forward to my desired outcome of landing that raise, landing that promotion. I can do a lot better. I need a custom tailored plan. I need custom tailored support. Now is the time for you to book a call with us, thepeoplestack.com/book. It'll bring you to the calendar, enter your time zone, enter your name and your email. After you pick the time that works for you, it'll be in your calendar. It'll be in my team's calendar. They will confirm that appointment. And then at the time of the appointment, at the time of the career strategy session, you'll show up on Zoom together by clicking on the Zoom link in your calendar, and you're going to have an honest conversation. We're all about honesty here. We're not about sales pitches. We're not about convincing you. We're not about giving you Band-Aids. We're not about giving you advice. Because honestly, you don't need it. You don't need advice. You need breakthroughs. You need career breakthroughs. So that's what this conversation with my career coaches, my career strategists are going to be about getting to the truth of what's not working in your career right now, getting to the truth of the dream that you want to build, the career dream, the life dream that you want to build. And if we're 100% confident that we can help you build that dream, we'll talk about what it would look like to work together. We'll give you all the details so you can consider that and make an informed decision about what's next for you. If we're not 100% confident, we're going to give you strategies. We're going to give you that custom tailored action plan with 1, 2, or 3 steps so that you can get ready and then we talk again. Because at the end of the day, building your career is not a solo sport. It's not a solo game. You need Sherpas, you need guidance, you need mentors, you need a family of other technical managers who are just as committed as you are and who are not going to call you crazy for wanting to build your dream career. And that's what we've built here at the People Stack. So if you want to be a part of that, book a call today. thepeoplestack.com/book. You have to build advocates. You have to build trusting relationships. And there's always another level of trust to build. That's all for now. Take care, folks.